For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in! You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. What's up, everybody? You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Compen, and this week we're doing something very special. So, I like to try and switch things up as often as I can. And so for today's episode, we're doing a daytime show. We're doing lunchtime. So if you're eating lunch right now, this is going to be an excellent opportunity for you guys to not only buy comics from me, but also from a very good friend of mine. Please welcome Miss Jen King to Kickin' It. What's up, Jen? How you doing?
I'm doing the super chill version where I'm sitting on my floor.
I need to start doing that. Someone was telling me I should get like a chair or something where I can sit down, but it's really...
No one tunes in to watch you sit down, Onrie.
Exactly. Well, it's also impossible because I have to keep getting up to get more books, and
right.
I don't know how it works, but it's got to just make it happen. Jen, since you're our esteemed guest today, I'm going to let you kick it off with the first four, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth. Does that sound good to you?
Sure, that sounds great.
All right, wonderful. Take it away, my friend.
I literally don't know what's in this box next to me, so it's going to be fun. All right, everybody.
Criticism.
I've got this crazy stuff that I like to pick up whenever I can find it because I'm thinking to myself, what can I carry that you guys don't already have? And I thought maybe I'd bring you some Kevin Eastman. A lot of people don't know that Mark Bodie did this awesome series that people like to make fun of, but he often included messages to Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, and Dave Sim, who are famous for their respective characters, like Concrete and Bone, and to TMNT, of course. So this is Miami Mice comic number 4. Miami Mice, everyone should own. It is super awesome. Oh, look at the best back. Oh, it looks like a nuclear something. Why is he standing in the waves? I don't know. It's not the point of this book. This was all made in the golden age of when the Turtles were famous, and made really great black and white cool art, which I am obsessed with. So a super great read. It's just $2. I'm going real cheap for you guys today, just because I went lunchtime to be no stress. So $2. That is a number 3. That's not helpful. That has got a big old mess. Oh, here is another one of my favorites. This is the Max number 6. Only in this universe can you have a pretend bunny rabbit punch a shark full in the mouth. And if you don't know what I'm talking about as a fantasy rabbit, you gotta read the series. It's so stinking good. And hypothetically in development, they said that it was. I haven't seen any images or casting or any of that stuff, but Lordy Lord.
Did you ever watch the MTV Oddities show?
I watched the full the animated show.
Yeah, that animated show is fantastic. So
good.
Yeah.
$2 for that beauty. For my friends that like just like fun Looney Tunes stuff, this is just a reader copy, great for giving to the kiddos. This is a cool Looney Tunes featuring Bugs and Porky Pig and Elmer Fudd, and that one's just a couple bucks. And then I've got a couple of these. This was a grand era of comic books. This is Blood Strike number 1. The cool thing about it is that all of this little stuff there that looks like blood, I think it changes color or something if you rub it. It's a heat sensitive. I just think that's a cool little thing that they did back in the day. And those are just $2.
That's awesome. All right. Oh, is that your 4?
That's my 4.
All right, that's your 4. Now it's my turn. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I didn't steal your thunder there.
Go.
All right, so we're going to go with our lower rack of books like we usually do. I got some stuff here that I really want to move, but I got really great prices on it. And again, it's lunchtime, and in honor of Jen keeping the prices low, I'm going to do the same thing. No stress. No one needs that in their lives. All right, the first book we got here is Fantastic Four 235. This is John Byrne's third issue on the series, I believe. I think he starts with 232. So I've actually been putting together a huge collection of John Byrne Fantastic Four, mainly because I've been studying his artwork. But I would say that he was the Jack Kirby of the Bronze Copper Age, and in terms of his artwork and redefining characters and really making them pop on the page, just really fantastic. So we got Fantastic Four 235, and that's going to go for just $5 today. $5 a days. And we got a movie, we got all this stuff happening with Fantastic Four. These books are going to be jumping up in value as a result of the movie, which is why you want to jump on it now when it's super cheap, because I could see this going for a lot more once the movie comes out. Pretty interesting concepts that they're rolling with the movie too, that it's taking place in an alternate universe, and all kinds of cool stuff is in the works for it. Next book we got here is a Lee In-hyuk variant of Silk #3, and that's going to go for just $5 as well. So we got Silk #3 going for $5. This is Legacy number 34. That's pretty impressive for a character that came out, I think, in 2018. There's already so many issues. Probably they're up to 50 at this point. I don't know when this book was published. Let's see on the cover here. Let's take a look. Let's take a good old looky-loo. One thing I love. Okay, so this was published 2 years ago, so I'm sure they are up to 50 at this point. Somewhere around there. We got Silk #3 going for just $5. We got a Lee In-hyuk variant here. And then I got The Century by Jeff Lemire and Kim Jacinto. This is I think a limited run here. This is the first issue, and we're doing it for $5 as well. And then finally, I have a book that Jen is going to be very jealous of. I have Shirtless Bear Fighter #1, and that's going for $5 for Shirtless Bear Fighter #1. Very clean copy of the book, published by Image, and going for just $5 right now.
Everyone that doesn't have a copy of that book should absolutely get it. It is a ridiculous story about a man who is raised by bears. Something goes wrong between them, so he goes around and punches bears. He's naked in the entire book, just so you know. They pixelate his parts, but you will look at them every single time and be embarrassed at yourself. You cannot help yourself. But then this evil toilet paper empire is coming into the forest and cutting down trees, so he has to change his mind about punching bears and then fights for them instead. It is 100%.
And he's got a beard ever since he was born too. There's a picture of him as a little baby with a beard. This looks really ridiculous, but the artwork is fantastic. For those of you guys who are fans of Dan Price's Bigfoot Knows Karate, I think you're going to feel right at home with this one.
Yeah.
And particularly the art style and the silliness of it. But the artwork is really sensational. I mean, it's really clean art. Really digging this. I might have to read this now. This is really cool. So is this
someone to read it?
No, I have never read it. But here's a question for you. So is this the very, very first issue? I've never read. This is where you start.
They've only had one series, so we keep on teasing them that they need to do a second one. And we also pitched a book called Bearless Shirt Fighter, and I really want that to happen.
That's awesome. All right, well, we got Shirtless Bear Fighter #1 going for $5. I'm kicking it back to Jen.
Those are crazy cool books. I just want to say hi to Curtis and Victoria. Thanks for.
I should have said that. I should have said that too.
And thanks for putting up with me being on my floor. I'm tired of sitting where I normally sit. So I'm like, you know what? I just want to be lazy and sit down on the floor. Hey, Chill. Chill likes a Shirtless Bear Fighter. Yeah. All right.
Phil's coming at us all the way from Germany.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're in Germany. I'm interested. Hey, Lorena. All right. Other things that are from the 90s that if you have not ever picked one up, they're super useful. So this is a Heroes Illustrated. This is the number 3 from 1993. The cool things that I have in them are like things like, centerfolds. I know you're going to be embarrassed to have it at your office as you stare at his thighs. But it has really awesome interviews. This one's with Frank Miller. It has pull-out posters or like this one's a big old plasm, which is actually one of those books you probably pass when you go through it in dollar bins, but you shouldn't because it's also a really great series. And other cool things it has at the back are like a price guide. So you can look at the prices for things way back in the day. So let's look at something crazy. Like there's some things that still make sense, like Flaming Carrot number 1. A mint copy was $40 back then. That makes sense. Let's see if we can find something that like, man, I wish I could go back in time and totally go buy that book. They don't have anything listed on here like Action Comics number 1. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? How about you could go back in time to 1993 and get a mint copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 1 for only $8K.
How about Incredible Hulk 181?
Let's look and see if it.
Oh yeah, Jen. There's another thing I wanted to mention. So the idea of lunch drac, that was your idea originally, and then I kind of took that slot over on CBSN, and I started asking people after a little hiatus. I came back and I started asking people like, "What are you eating for lunch today?" So Tori just let us know that she's having Chef Boyardee and a Girl Scout cookie for lunch. And if anybody else wants to share what they're eating for lunch, feel free to do so.
Victoria, I just read that, and I thought for some reason that you were talking that it wasn't Chef Boyardee until Onrie wrote it. I was trying to figure out how in the world you were spelling charcuterie board. It's just kind of the same. Okay, so Incredible Hulk number. Okay, this is what I really love about this. Look at this. If you want to get into this argument about whether the first appearance of Wolverine is in 180 or 181, look. First appearance of Wolverine, 180. First full appearance of Wolverine is in 181. It says you can get that in mint for $325.
My God! Oh my God! That's so crazy.
And so funny. It was like that for a long time. That price point was the same for so long. I'm trying to figure out if X-Men is under X-Men or Uncanny. They used to switch around all the time. Here you go. Number 3. $400. $400.
That was the first Blob, right?
It actually doesn't list it in here as a first. Number 4 is first Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. It thought it was interested in saying, but. All right. Oh, and this is like I tell people this all the time when they're like, "What do I invest my money in?" And I was like, if I could go back and tell myself this, so I could have. And it was what my remembrance of it was. I could have had a mint copy of Uncanny X-Men for $2,500.
That's crazy.
Go back and tell myself yes. But anyway, these are chock full of really good information, great interviews from the day, and really open your eyes to stuff. This is just $2, of course, because I'm doing $2 things today.
That's awesome, Jen. I really love that you actually opened it up and like showed us what was in this book, because like I come across those all the time when I'm like shopping, but I never I just look at the covers. I don't actually open them up and do that. So thank you for looking up those prices.
Some of those I'm like, I don't know if Hero did it, but I know that I think the Wizards did, where they would like Dreamcast movies, and some people have gone back and found like when people were Dreamcasting like X-Men, and it's still Patrick Stewart. The only thing that was the same, but it's like, wow. How about super handsome Angel? This is I only have seen him at comic shows. I've never really watched just the Angel show. I was more of a just regular Buffy person. And how about a cool image book? This is a cover by Andy Park. I don't know if you guys have ever got to meet Andy Park. This is Iron Wings number 1. Talk about comic books that you might not have picked up at all.
And they always said that only Red Bull gives you wings.
Only Red Bull gives me wings.
He could get Iron Wings now too.
What this guy's doing? Look what this kid's look into my eye. I don't know what he's saying. I'd buy that for $1. And then, how about I've got this. We have a ton of Archie related books, and I know people love them, but I'm just overrun. So I've got this set of 3. There's an Archie's joke book, and Reggie and Me. Just $2 for that cool pile of goodies.
Awesome.
It's not my turn.
All right, it's kicking it back to me now.
Kicking.
All right, kicking it back. All right, that's awesome. All right. So where do we leave off here? I have Conan the Barbarian. Hey, Jen, you'd mentioned that Angel was really handsome, but I'll tell you somebody who's a little bit more handsome than Angel. Conan.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that handsome face. Am I right? There's silence here.
He seems anger to me.
Well, he's probably got a good reason. Anyway, we got Conan the Barbarian, number 124 here. I want to say, no. When does Copper Age start, Jen? Is it 80 up to 90?
I am unsure about that cut. I know when Silver officially ends and Modern begins. Is it Giant Size X-Men in 75?
Huh. All right. Well, we're going to call this a Kranzer book. Conan the Barbarian, number 124, because we're not really sure exactly when the Copper Age starts. But and honestly, the Copper Age, it seems like a very recent term too. And what they could have come up with a better medal for it. But either way, Conan the Barbarian, number 124. We're going to do this at just $5 right now. What's up, Leonard? How you doing, dude? Good to see you. We got a nice room here. Some other 90s stuff that I think is really fun. We have Midnight Suns, Night Stalkers, number 1, sealed in the poly bag. It's a great shape.
Any of those Midnight Suns in the poly bag, because from what we can see from what they're doing for casting for movies and what characters they're throwing into the main series, they're working their way to Midnight Suns.
Absolutely. And regardless of if they are or they aren't, this is still a really, really cool series they did. And I've actually I don't think I've read the Rise of the Midnight Suns, but I definitely read the Johnny Blaze and Ghost Rider, The Spirits of Vengeance, all that stuff's great. But another thing too is it tells you the list of the books you need to hunt down right on the cover, and these come with posters inside. That's what's inside the poly bag. This is a fun book to have, and we're doing it for $5 right now.
Nice.
$5 on this. And then I got another Clayton Crane Spider-Man, Sensational Spider-Man number 32. We had another one as one of our FOMO books yesterday. We had a total FOMO sellout last night. I was so happy about that. So I came across another copy of Sensational Spider-Man 32, or another book with Clayton Crane's art on the cover. So this is issue 32. This is a different issue. This is going to go for $5. And this all kind of takes place during the period when Spider-Man reveals his identity to the world, and we kind of get into the whole Civil War arc here. So this is going to go for $5. And then my last book before I kick it back to Jen is X-23 Deadly Regenesis. And it looks like we got a first full appearance of a character named Haymaker, but we can't see him from the front. We only see him from the back. So who is Haymaker? Well, if you pick up this book, you'll find out, and it's going for just $4 right now. And speaking of someone they're doing stuff with, I have a feeling we're going to see, I think they actually are bringing back the actress who played X-23 in the Logan film. She's going to show up in Deadpool 3. So they're going to do something with this character. And this is just a really cool character in general. So this is going to go for $4. Garcia, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Got Garcia, Sergio. We got a nice crowd in here, nice full room. Jen, I'm kicking it back to you.
Perfect. Okay. So for my part of the kick, I'm going to, there is a big section of Uncanny X-Men that a lot of people miss out on. Everyone focuses in on the really old stuff. They focus on getting the Phoenix Saga and those kinds of things. And now they're reading the stuff that's Hickman and beyond. But there's this section in the middle of the 2000s that people just didn't get. And so I like to try to give people the opportunity to get like runs to fill into their collection. So I'm going to show you a bunch of really great stuff. This is a run when Austin was writing. So it's all Austin, Tan, and Avalon working together. So these are $2 a piece, or if you want to make a super deal on them, there's a key right in the middle of it that's a little more expensive because it's the first appearance of Azazel. But here's your opportunity to like find these books at a super low price. $2 a piece is already really low on them because their new price was $2.25 when they came out long ago. And these are super tough to put together. So if you've got a list, today's the good day to pull those out because I've got some other runs I'm going to go through real fast. So this is Uncanny X-Men. It's got 418, 419. So that looks a little bit anime-ish look for the cover there. 420. 421. This is the beginning of a storyline called Rules of Engagement. Number 422, my arch nemesis. 423, the beginning of a storyline called Holy War. And 424 is the finale of that. Number 425 is the beginning of a storyline called Sacred Vows. It looks like they were doing a bunch of like 2-part storylines, which I like, nice and short. And 426, this is the way that they should be doing it now. They keep on restarting series and starting at number 1. They just need to have a little storyline in the middle, and they don't need to do that anymore. 427. Here is the 428, which is the first Azazel. That one's $10 by itself. It's the lead in to a storyline called The Draco. I also have 429. That's part of that story. 430, 431, and the end of that, which is 432. So pretty inexpensive for a big old run. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So for $30, you can have it all. That's me counting that $10 key as a $2 book. So
that's awesome.
Kicking it back.
All right, she's kicking it back. All right, I'm gonna have to move my coffee here.
Oh, and answer Chill Phil. Sometimes I come across them, not super often, and there's not really, most stores don't put them aside in their own section. So if you have a list of them, like there's a Tandy Computer Whiz books that's for ASM, and you have that, you can always send it to us, and we'll be looking for it for you.
All right, so the first book I got here is Young Avengers Special 1. This is a one-shot book here, and this is going to go for just $5. It's actually something I picked up from you, Miss Jen. I have What If the X-Men Died on Their First Mission, number 9. So for those of you guys who aren't watching X-Men 97 right now, you are missing out big time. They are just doing such incredible stuff. I was never a fan of the 90s X-Men. I always thought it was juvenile and stupid. But this is so well done that it's making me appreciate the 90s X-Men. Which actually, in all fairness, when I was a kid, I didn't like the 90s X-Men. But as an adult, I actually watched a lot of those episodes with my sons, and we enjoyed them. So I actually came around to liking it a lot more as an adult. Shockingly enough. But we have this really cool What If, and you have Professor X. He's just, crying here, and he's like, why won't anybody buy this book? All right, this is going to go for $5. He doesn't care that the X-Men died. He's just sad that no one's claimed this book yet.
Man, that went dark.
Yeah. Well, if you see the latest X-Men 97, there's a hidden Professor X joke in what I just made over there. All right, we got Moon Knight, Trick or Read, free comics for ages 13 plus. Knights of Blood bonus Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur story in here. This is going to go for just $4 right now. And then I have Incredible Hulk 286. That is going to go for $4 as well. Got a little tear at the top corner here, but other than that, you got a book that's fully put together. New stand copy. I'll tell you what. We'll actually knock it down. I'll knock the price down to $3. I just noticed the tear at the top here. I didn't realize this, but you got King in there too. See, King's in the wall.
Big.
And who's? I think this looks like. I'm trying to see who the artist is on the cover. It says Anderson, but it looks a lot like Sienkiewicz, because Sienkiewicz actually came on Hulk at one point. Let's see who worked on the art here. Well, Sal Buscema was Sal Buscema and Kim DeMulder are the art team. Jim Shooter gets credit for being King in this book. He literally does.
Are you serious?
Jim Shooter, King. Doesn't say editor in chief. It just says he's King.
Oh,
so if you grab this, it's just $3. New stand copy. Yeah, you got this little tear at the top there. I mean, it's just on the cover. The rest of the book is fine. $3, it's yours. And Tori just mentioned that Marks is now up to 86 backers. We're less than $1,000 away from funding. We're at like $834 or something. $834 from funding right now. And I'm really pleased about the fact that this book has survived and gotten as far as it has on Kickstarter, because now is not only a hard time for Kickstarter because of the economy and everything, but also because of what's happening internationally with Russia and Ukraine. And I didn't think about it. There's a lot of things I didn't think about when launching this campaign, but that's one of them. And it's a major thing, and it's something that I hope doesn't keep people from wanting to read this book, because if you think that this is like a pro-communist story or a pro-Russia story, dig a little deeper. I implore you to do so. We got the first chapter online for free, which kind of gives you a sense of what it is. Really, Marx is about my grandfather and what he dealt with growing up in the Soviet Union. And yes, his name was Marx. He was named after Karl Marx, but he was not Karl Marx. Anyway, I'm going to go kick it back to Jen. Hopefully she doesn't send any communist propaganda your way with the comics she's mentioning. But if she does, she's got the best deals.
I got some cool things. All right. Since we're talking about X-Men, I realize I've got some more X-Men next to me, and this is pretty awesome. If you are into the show, you'll understand how cool this stuff is. So when they released this X-Men #1 back in the day, Jim Lee did a bunch of connecting covers that everyone tries to hunt to get down. I've got 2 of them here. They're just $5 a piece, and they're perfect condition. This one features Storm and the Beast. And then this one features a great many awesome characters, including Gambit. No spoilers, please. There is also for just $5. And I have for just $2 this cool series called X-Men Brood Day of Wrath. The Brood are basically space parasites that show up a lot and are very, very dangerous. They're super powerful and annoying to the X-Men because they keep on thinking that they're fixing it. So it says on the back, somewhere in the American Southwest, there's a woman, an extraordinary woman named Hannah Conover, possessed of uncanny healing abilities. However, these powers spring not from heaven, but from her bond with the insidious alien presence within her, the embryonic queen egg of a race of parasitic alien scavengers called the Brood. Now the Brood's empress has decided that Hannah must be destroyed, for in controlling the powers of the queen within her, she's evolved beyond the aliens and threatens their plans of conquest. The brave woman's only hope is the group to have saved the Earth from the Brood's predations before the outlaw band of mutant heroes called the X-Men. Now you know what the deal is.
What are you doing on those X-Men's? The X-Men ones?
The one's just $5 each.
That is a great deal. Those are $10 books, especially that one B cover with Gambit on it. That's a $10 book. We sold it on this show for $10. Guys, pay attention to that. That is a great deal. The one C cover with Beast on it, that's also a great one too.
Awesome. Okay. Also have this. It's been opened at the top, but the card is still present for you. This is X-Men Annual number 2. And the card is the Empyrean supervillain. And it looks a little bit gold. I know for a little while, insert cards in comic books were like really, really hot because people were taking them out and getting them graded and stuff. So that's just $2. And then maybe one of my favorite series of all time for like just like the cool technology for them is this cool X-Men number 25. And these are gorgeous. Like sometimes you get these and they're all scratched up in their hologram. These are not. These are beautiful copies.
Oh, that is the best issue. This is the issue where Magneto rips out the adamantium from Wolverine's body. Mm-hmm. And this is a key book right here for Wolverine history. And that hologram is really badass too. I love it.
Yep. And I've got 2 gorgeous copies of that for just $5 each. Kicking it back.
Jen, I might take you up on that X-Men. Actually, I'm going to take you up on the X-Men 25. The hell with it. So how was it? And I'll tell you why. I think I might have that copy in my personal collection, but even if I don't, like, that's just a cool book to have in the collection. So just sign me up for one of those.
I got you.
I'll take it back. You can never have enough Magneto ripping adamantium out of Wolverine. I mean, I'm sure Wolverine wouldn't really be happy with that comment, but it's all good. All right, and Phil is claiming one too.
Onrie.
All right, so I got House of Slaughter number 10. This is going to go for just $4. I have Ghost Castle number 3. That's going to go for $4 as well. I'm going to showcase the 3 books, the 3 sets I have up top, and then after that, I'm going to kick it back to Jen. When we come back here, I'm going to bust out stuff from the new collection. So one thing I told everybody yesterday, Jen, when I was in Cleveland, I actually was the secret culprit responsible for Chris Rupp's sellout at the show. I picked up a huge collection from him. And I'm now showcasing those books, and there are some real gems that were in that collection. And, Chris is awesome. He gave me a really great price knowing that I would be coming here and singing these books here. Great shop owner, good guy. And he was also a fellow CBSN dealer as well.
That's right.
One of the largest collections in the Midwest, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so I have Justice League Convergence number 1 and number 2. I'm doing this set for $5 right now. It's just $5 for the pair. And then I have Golden Rage number 1 and number 2. I picked up the series because I was interested in the concept. It's basically like Golden Girls meets witches. And, it's about a bunch of women who are on this island, and they're being hunted, and they're being hunted because they're witches. And, they all have different powers and different abilities and things like that. And they're helping out this younger girl who ends up on their island. And she's the only young girl, and they're all these older women. So it's kind of like, the Golden Sisters. So we got these 2 books here. This is, again, for my personal collection, moving it out to you guys. I'm just doing the pair for $8 right now, cover price. I've been pitching these books until my face turned blue. It's not even blue anymore. It's like dark purple now. That's how much I love this book. And it's really great. I just think either people have been sleeping on it either because they have it already or, because they aren't sure enough about it. But here, why don't I just crack open some of the artwork in this book?
Yeah.
Garcia, where am I going to be at C2E2? I'm going to be everywhere, if I'm being completely honest with you. We've been nominated for best lettering for Warline at the Heroic Awards, and I believe my booth number is 1182. I'll be exactly where I was last year. So I'm right on the main floor, and we got like a nice corner booth over there. I will be set up with JT Malloy and his cousin, and I'm going to have one edge of the table, and they're going to have the other edge of the table. It was really expensive. My costs for doing this show went up double this year. So last year I had a sweetheart deal at C2E2, but then everything changed, and they had to start charging me the same rates that they were charging everyone else, which is not. I looked at that when I got the invoice. I was like, oh, okay, this was a sweetheart deal I got, and the ride's done. So now I gotta pay to play like everybody else does. But that's exactly why I reached out to JT to sublet some of that space to take off that burden. So I'll be at the same place, but he's got some really great books. The Sapphire Spectre is fantastic. JT's an excellent artist. I'm not really familiar with what his cousin's going to be selling there, but I'll also have Warline 2 variants out there, and all kinds of other goodies. So I'll see you guys next week. And I also have like 700 people staying with me. I got Fabrice Sapolsky crashing with me. Mog and Mel are going to be crashing with me. I got Ron Miltz and Chris Thayer, Ted Sikora, and our friend Shannon. So I'm hosting 7 people here next week. It's going to be a full house, plus Bentley, and Bentley too. All right, so I was showing you guys some of the artwork in Golden Rage. And I'm trying to find a good spread here. But here's some of the art inside the book, which really matches the cover and everything. And it's good stuff. Oh, yeah, and there's a cat in here, too. You see the cat? It's like, see? It's like right there. There's the cat. Everybody loves cats. So this is Golden Rage. You can get issues 1 and 2 for $8. I mean, anything with witches, you definitely need a cat in there, You need straight cat action going. And then finally, I have Captain America. This is J. Michael Straczynski's Captain America, the start of his run, which I think now is on like issue 9 or something. I just picked up the first 2 issues because I was interested in him coming on board with Captain America. He's got an interesting take on the character too. He's exploring more of Cap's past before he became Captain America, like his childhood, and what it was like for him growing up in New York as Nazism was kind of becoming more of a movement in America. And Steve Rogers was a scrappy little blonde-haired kid. He was a scrappy little Aryan boy, and he went after those Nazis. So we got the first 2 issues here. I'm just doing them at cover price. So we got 6 and 5, so it's $11 for the pair. And again, this comes out of the personal collection. How you doing, kiddo? Jenna, I'm taking it back to you.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm just looking to see something real fast. Make sure I'm not lying words. Nope, this book is good money. Okay. I have, so this collection that I have came from a really great collector. He picked out a bunch of stuff that he was thinking was going to be good investment books. And in that, he collected a whole bunch of these. So I have many multiples of this. You guys can buy as many of them as you'd like, because I have enough in my store to cover me for a little while, so I don't need to add more to it. I'd rather have them go into your collections. This is X-Force number 2. Very important because it is the second appearance of Deadpool. And Deadpool, I don't know, he might be having a movie come out soon that's going to, I guess they say it's going to save the whole Marvel universe. We'll see. I believe in him. These I normally sell for $5 to $10. I am going to sell them for $4 a piece, or if you want a couple of them, I'll give you even better deal than that. But just $4 for second appearances of Deadpool. And then I was just digging around in this other collection that's sitting next to me, and I was like, what in the heck? How in the world do I have this? So I've got an Uncanny X-Men 131 just sitting around. It's been in my house for probably a month and a half, and I did not know I had it. This is a previous subscription issue. It hasn't broken color, but it has been folded. It needs a press, and it can take care of that. It won't have any damage if you do that. And it has a few little spine ticks, but it is the newsstand edition. And it's just $20 for the second appearance of Dazzler. That's going to be, it already is a hot book, but I'm feeling it's going to be even hotter real soon. I managed to pick up a first appearance the other day. I was super happy about it. And I hope I get to have that soon. Stealth Fox, I got you. Even more is not even going to sleep on that. She's just claiming it all away. I also have Uncanny number 201. This is also a newsstand edition. It is the first appearance of Nate Summers. And that one's just $8. I know that I priced all of these ahead of the show appearing, so I'm sure that some of this stuff is bumped, but I'm not mad at it. You guys can get them at the prices that they have on them. I'm totally cool with it.
Those are some solid books.
And then one more. I think this has got Nimrod on the front cover, but this is a Romita Jr. cover of Uncanny number 194, also a newsstand edition, and that one's just $5. He looks like he's maybe breaking. Surely he's not breaking a Juggernaut. Surely he's not. Surely that can't happen. All right, kicking it back.
All right. We got a Bentley cam for you guys.
Oh,
go, Poppy. Here you go, Poppy.
All right, David.
All right, there you go. He likes coming up sometimes, and then he'll just come up and he'll look at me like, "Hey, put me on that table so everybody can look at me and be marveled by me."
I'm marking them down to $3.50 for each of them, since you're getting two of them. Okay.
Outstanding. All right, so now we're jumping into $2 territory. These are all from the collection I picked up from Rupp's Comics. So I have Star Trek 52 from IDW. That's going for $2. Invincible Iron Man number 5 is going to go for $2. Wonder Woman 47. That's going to go for $2. Superman American Alien. This is going to go for $2. It's going to go a lot quicker now, Jen, because I'll do 4 and 4 and kick it back to you.
Oh, that's cool.
And some of these books are, pretty, they're all $2 books. So we're just, unless I have a story about them. But anyway, I'll kick it back to you now.
Super fast.
Right. Sorry.
It's good. I've got them. That's what the cool thing about I'm sitting in the middle of a bunch of boxes. I can just grab anything that I want out of them. So, all right. Here's a good key for you guys. This is X-Men number 107. It's the first appearance of the Starjammers. This one is also a newsstand, and it's got just tiny little ticks, tiny stuff going on with it. That one is a $50 book. That one is a crazy book. But I will do it just because you guys are awesome. I'll do that for $40 today. That one hasn't even made it to the store yet. I didn't realize I had such good stuff in these boxes. Silly me. Super iconic cover. I love this one very much. Uncanny X-Men 173. This one is a beautiful newsstand, and that one is just $10.
That is such an awesome cover.
I don't even know why Rogue is running after him, but whatever.
She's like, "Hey, you forgot your change. Change. I got it. Stop running from me."
That has to be it. And then last but not least is an awesome Jay Lee variant cover. This one actually comes with its cool certificate all sealed up of Uncanny X-Men 360. It's a giant sized milestone edition, and it is a $25 book. I'll just do for $20. Kicking it.
All right, you're kicking it back to me. Sorry, I was bugging Bentley for a minute.
Why are you bugging?
You got this chew toy. It's like this big block of petrified cheese, and it's his favorite thing to chew on because, he gets little scraps of, really solidified hard cheese, and this is just like his toy, and he's got such a big head. And it's just like watching him gnaw on this thing. It's like you can't even see it because his head is so large. It just covers up everything. He's the cutest dog ever. I love my dog. All right. Anyway, I have A-Force number 1. That's going to go for $2. Harley Quinn and Power Girl number 6 is $2. Holy smokes. I have Rocket Raccoon and Groot number 1. It's got a tear at the top here, but otherwise it seems like it's a fully intact book. And it had a little wear and tear on it. This is still going to go for $2. Okay, Rogue and Wolverine were the only ones not affected by the poison in that issue, so Curtis was clarifying it. Plus, Rogue owed Wolverine some change. And that was another aspect to the story that was not mentioned. It's like, dude, why are you running out with your claws out? I got money for you. Come back.
Chill once rocket.
I got him. I have the Spider's Web, Doc Savage from Dynamite. This is issue 2 of the Spider's Web, Doc Savage. This is going to go for $2. And then I have one last book. Lorena, I thought of you here. Not sure if you have this or not, but we got Fight Club 2, number 1. I know you've been reading it. I'm not sure if we included number 1 in there. So I just want to let you know I came across it. So Fight Club 2, number 1, going for $2 right now. Hopefully you're watching. Hopefully you can make the claim. All right, Jen, I'm kicking it back to you.
All right. Since we had some love for X-Force number 2, some of you guys might be interested in these. I've got sealed poly bags of X-Force number 1. Let's see. I'll even tell you which cards they have in them. Let's see. I've got one that's got the Sunfire and Gideon. I don't know if this guy collected them so they have a full set of the different ones. And, I got Cable. So these are all sealed up X-Force number 1s. I know that people have been hunting these down recently. Those I'll just do for $3 a piece. I will also, this is like I'll just tell you some cool things about why you should change the backing boards in your comic books. You see these kind of ghost images on here. Backboards are supposed to have a job. Their job is to suck up the acid from your books so it doesn't degrade your books any further. If you don't change them every 5 years or so, that's what you'll start to see because they're doing their job. The side that has got the slick stuff on it, that is actually where the acid-free barrier is. The other side has, and the board itself is not acid-free. Unless you buy there's some expensive brands out there that the paper and everything is acid-free. So it's fine for 5 years or whatever. It's fine for less years if you keep it somewhere hot like the garage because it increases the outgassing into your book. So if you have really expensive books, definitely get yourself the really good ones. There you go. There's my public service announcement. I love cards, y'all. I can't even tell you how this book is tied to me in ways that I can't explain. I'm going to cry when I open it up because it's what started me in this business. This is X-Men number 30, which is Scott and Jean's wedding, which, because she's supposed to be marrying, Logan. But anyway.
Wait, hold on a second. So you're not a fan of Scott and Jean?
I love Jean. I think Scott is the biggest douchebag in the planet.
Oh, come on.
Go, just type into Google, why does everyone hate Scott Summers? And you'll see in the comic books how deplorable he really is. Like, he literally cheats on his wife who's dying of cancer. Ugh, hate him.
All right, well, that's a good enough reason. Didn't he become a villain at one point too?
Yes, and he's actually dead. And he was, the White Queen pretended to be him for a long time. Scott Summers hasn't been actually alive in a long time, by the way. And this is the reason why I want to cry, because this is the awesome Fleer Ultra X-Men series that is bound into this book. And that's the series that I bought and sold tons of at the flea market where we very much just got married, my husband and I. And it was our first foray into trying, is this the industry that I want to be in for the rest of my life? And the answer was, of course, yes. So if you want an X-Men number 30 with its cards bound in, I've got a couple of them at $3 a piece. Sorry for that long tirade against Scott Summers. I feel real bad about it.
No, actually, I feel like it's starting out. And here's all I can say about that. Is it my turn or are you still going?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I just want to point out something, okay? I think Jean made a very fiscally wise decision by going with Scott because of that one X-Men cover where Wolverine's running away from Rogue is just trying to give him his change. It's like a man who's responsible is always going to come back and get the exact change. He made the right decision. Scott would have never done that. He would have been like, "Give me back my change," or I'm going to blast your face off. You gotta think fiscally responsible if you're a leader. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Put it out there. All right.
No,
Edge of
that's
Venom.
X-Force.
What's that?
I was just telling Chill I got his X-Force. David, I got you.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I have Robert C. Paulson's in the house. Robert, how you doing? Good to see you. I have Edge of Venom verse number 3. This is a variant edition where we got like a Ghost Rider Venom on the cover, going for $2. Redneck number 5 is $2. The Newsboy Legion Boy Commando Special tribute to Jack Kirby. We got Ron Miltz in the house. What am I doing on? I'm always on, man. I'm on my A game, my A Force game with Miss Jen King. I have the Mighty Thor, the Unworthy Thor, Generations, the Thunder, number 1, going for $2. Yeah, Ron, the fun doesn't stop at Comic-Con. I get to do this when I come home too now, which I really enjoy doing. And I got into this around the time of COVID because there were no conventions, and I realized what was really missing in my life was engaging with other people and providing that service that I do at cons. So I got into live sales, and then I had a couple slow shows, and then I had like real serious rage sale moments where I would just start throwing. I would start doing rage selling, as they call it. And then, I just kind of took all those tactics and I brought them out to the convention floor, and I just rage sell all day. All right, Jen, I'm kicking it back to you. Forget everything I just said right now. There was no rage selling at all. We love everybody here. Sorry.
Rage sell. I actually saw, it's so funny because Onrie was sharing booth with me at Comicpalooza last year. So I got to see the Master at work. But it was funny. As he got closer to the end of the convention, he was faster and faster at his pitch. Until it was like one big set of words. You want this? Okay. How about that? Excellent. Take a picture. Sign my newsletter. Bye.
Well, there would have been a lot more of a racket if I didn't do that, because you would have had more stuff to ship back. I had to make sure I could fit everything in my bag before leaving.
No, it was awesome. Everyone didn't know what they were doing. They just got the best book on the planet, and they just were like saying yes. All right. I have X-Men number 41. This is part of Legion Quest. This is I love this picture of Magneto just holding, I think that's Shatterstar that's dying there on the front cover, if I'm just gonna guess straight. But it's got a cool like silver cover part there that I love. That is a newsstand edition, or direct. Sorry, it's a direct. It says on the front. Nope, it says newsstand. That one's just 2 doll hairs. I've got also X-Men number 48. It's a Kubert cover featuring, what in the world? There's 2 bishops on this cover. Will a real bishop please stand up? I guess if you're a time traveler, it doesn't matter. But I will have to give him, trouble about those feet. That one is 2. More Bishop stuff in X-Men number 49. Bishop goes wild. Here he is. I think he's punching Storm. That's not a good idea. $2 for that one. I've got X-Men, The Agony of Memory. More Bishop related. Goodness. This one is number 52. And that's just $2. By the way, I will definitely put all of these in bags and boards. And then we get into important stuff here. Actually, I'm going to save it because this is all tied together, this next bit. So I'm going to kick it back.
All right, awesome. All right, I have The Ultimates 2, number 100, by Al Ewing and Foreman. Abe Foreman, the Sausage King of Chicago. He actually illustrated this book. No, I'm just kidding. This is Travel Foreman. And Felipe Andrade and Marco Lorenzana and Scott Hanna are the artists. Sorry. So Travel Foreman and L. Oh, okay, wait. It's all 3 of these guys are the artists. Wow. Lots of people here. And Dan Brown doing the color art on the cover art. Color artist? Yeah, Dan Brown. But Dan Brown's an inker, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking of the same Dan Brown. Haven't read this series, in all honesty. I didn't even know it existed until I bought some overstock from another store and came across like 1 million copies of it. But here it is yet again. I didn't even know I had it. Ultimates 2/100. I would think this is a landmark issue. This is going to go for $2. Next book I got here, and lately I've been very lucky with this. I've been selling off a bunch of these Jack Kirby True Believer books, and I believe there should be a law instated to anybody who watches any live stream sale that if you come across a $2 Jack Kirby book, you need to jump on it. So we got Captain America number, is this number 1? Yes, this is a reprint of number 1 featuring artwork by Jack Kirby, which, he obviously needs no introduction, but I absolutely love it.
I already claimed it. You don't have to sell it anymore, see?
True Believer cap. That goes off to Curtis. Everybody claimed it. If only I had more. And if I come across more, I'll let you guys know. Again, this was a huge collection of books, and there are duplicates in there. That may have been a duplicate. I'm not sure. So the person who claimed that was Curtis. I love overselling a book that's already gone and underselling a book that's still there. Does anybody want Golden Rage number 1 and 2? $8. Sorry. This is really good work, though. I mean, even though I'm like pitching it, it really is a good book. So please don't take my humor as a way of knocking off the book. The book itself is fantastic. I have Time and Vine, number 1, cover B by Tom Zoller. One of the sweetest guys. He was actually at the Fan Expo Cleveland, and I ran into him, and he goes, "Hey, Onrie, you want a donut?" And I was like, "No, I can't eat donuts." And I just like went back to my table, and he's like, "Okay, more for me, I guess." So he had more donuts, and I didn't get a chance to grab a donut because I don't eat donuts. I don't eat donuts when I'm at conventions. I just keep selling to people left and right, and I keep talking faster and faster. You eat donuts, you can't talk fast, That was me. Jen, you also worked like really hard. Like Jen, here was while I was selling at that show, here was Jen on the other side of that booth. She basically like walled herself into her booth and could only get in and out by crawling underneath the table. And the reason why she did that is because she had all of her wall books behind her, but on the table in front of her, she had all her graphic novels. So she was on her feet without any standing pads or anything for like 10 hours each day, like answering questions, running transactions. She was basically running all of the comic book stuff on her end. And on the other side of the booth was her staff. They were selling off plushies and toys and everything. And setting up for that show alone was like a day affair. It took a lot of work, and it was a great experience just to see what goes into making a convention when you're like a retailer. And yeah, a lot of work. That was a lot of work, but a lot of fun too. I enjoyed that. My favorite story, Jen, was when you said, "Hey, we're gonna wake up at 5 in because I want to go pick up a Spawn collection at 6." So I got up and I'm like ready to go, and you're like, "Yeah, he can't make it today." And I was like, "Oh." But hey, girl.
I was so disappointed. I never got that Spawn collection.
Oh,
it's an 18-wheeler, so I don't know why he has it listed on the marketplace, because there's no way he's going to ever be able to meet anybody unless they like go out to the highway and be like, "I'll see you at the rest stop number 329."
Either way, it was a great experience, though, and I really appreciated you guys hosting me too. I have Turok number 1 featuring a Dr. Spectre backup story. So you got Turok here. This is going to go for $2. And then I have another Generations book. We have Totally Awesome Hulk and Banner Hulk here. This is going to go for $2.
Those Generations books are really good reads.
They are fantastic. Yeah, so because they bring the two characters together, right? The modern and the old one for like a one-shot adventure.
Yeah, totally plausible reason for them both to be in the same room, even though they never really are. I love Amadeus Cho. I want him to show up really badly for maybe if they do a Champions movie or whatever. Champions anything really.
That would be really awesome. All right, I'm picking it back to you, and I got Heath on the Hulk.
Okay. So this is what's so funny is that recently they retouched on the storyline of Onslaught in the books, but I was so confused. I think it was in Giant Size X-Men. Maybe they did it in. But the way that I remember the series ending and the way that they inserted that it happened, I believe is probably a revisionist thing so it could work in the story they were in, because I don't think I'm crazy. So Onslaught is one of my favorite stories of all time. When Prof X finds himself fighting a horribly adept psychic telekinesis person called Onslaught, and whoever it is strong enough to be able to break into, conquer Jean Grey and her abilities and Prof X, and is creating all these troubles. And this was the coffee table book when I had my store in the 90s, where every single week we were like, who could it be? And I put out the most ridiculous idea as for who it was at the very beginning, where I was like, I feel like the only person it could be is this. And it ended up being right. So I usually, when I do interviews now with creators, I usually wait to do my crazy pie in the sky ideas until after we're off air, because half the time I'm right, and then you can see it on their face, like, don't say anything, Jen. So anyway, I've just read enough books, I guess I can see the future. X-Men number 53 is the beginning of that storyline for the Onslaught. And that one I'm just doing for $2, so you can read an awesome story. Here is the phase 1 book in 55, Twilight of the Heroes. This kind of ran through a bunch of books, but this is the X-Men books that it touches. And then part of phase 2 is 56 with Magneto and Rogue. Awesome, love it. And then, not touching that series, this is got Hercules in it, though, which we know we're going to get some Hercules, because he shows up in the last Thor movie at the very end. This is X-Men number 59. So I don't know if they're going to show him up in the Thor part of the universe or the X-Men part of the universe, but I see him more tied to this stuff. So that's also just $2. I see you, David Moore. Kicking it back.
All right, kicking it back. And it is officially FOMO time now. So I'm going to take the FOMO books. What's FOMO? Well, check out this video. I'll explain everything in less than 15 seconds.
It's FOMO time! What's that even mean anyway? Oh, is that what it means? I'm such a weirdo for missing out on these great deals!
I think I need to update that video. But anyway, don't miss out on these books because they are fantastic. We got some really good FOMO books today. A lot of Bronze Age stuff here. We're going to kick it off with Avengers 220, which is going to go for $5 right now. This is a newsstand copy. We're going to say this is a fine plus on this. So $5 on that. I have Uncanny X-Men 161 going for $8 today. This is a great book to have. I'm shocked that I priced this at $8, but I think it's because of what I was into it for. Again, it's a newsstand copy. We're looking at another fine plus on this. Fantastic Four 214. This is going to go for just $4. It's got some ticks on the side, but yeah, $4 on it. It's yours. I have Secret Origins featuring Superman and the Newsboy Legion, number 49. So that's Secret Origins 49. That's going to go for $4. Okay, X-Men and Avengers gets claimed by Curtis. So 8, 5, 5. Spectacular Spider-Man number 76. Check out this cover. I think that looks like Frank Miller, but it isn't. It's actually Al Milgrom. But this is a pretty iconic cover here. That's going to go for just $5. Conan the Barbarian, number 119. That's going to go for $5. I have Superman 75, Death of Superman here. This is the second printing, if I'm not mistaken, or the third printing. I don't know. One of the rarer ones, I believe. This is going to go for just $5. And then I have Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron, the Phantom Affair, number 104. That'll also go for $5. Are you heading out of here, Bentley? He's walking off now. So I don't want to be a part of this madness anymore. Poor dog. All right. I did FOMO books. It's now time to kick it back to Jen. Conan is off to Heath. I got you, Heath.
And I think that Avengers and X-Men by Curtis is also from your claim.
Yeah, I already got him.
Oh, you get him? Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen.
Perfect. I was going to see if I could pull up this description here. Okay. So I've got a series of books. It's the whole set. The whole set. This is Wolverine Exile. Isle is spelled like an island. So it's that's 5. There's number 1. All the rest of them are in the middle. I haven't read this series, so I looked up a little synopsis for you. It says, at a carnival with his stepdaughter, Amiko, Wolverine shows a violent side of himself that sends a young girl running. Unable to
Wait a minute. Wolverine has a violent side of himself?
No. At all. Wolverine is propelled into a soul-searching adventure he may not be able to escape. What did he do? What did young Amiko see? The mystery begins here. So whatever rage face he made was obviously more important than just like I said yucky words. So the whole series of 1 through 5 is just $10 for Wolverine Exile, and you don't have to hunt down any more issues of that. All right, I'm going to give you guys an X-Men break, unless you guys want to go back to X-Men. I have some cool Cap Americas. I love Captain America. People ask me,
oh boy, don't even get me started on Captain America. I got a story for you. Finish pitching.
Okay. I have got Captain America number 436. It looks like he's been critically injured by being bitten by a snake on this cover. That one is $3 and is a really pretty newsstand edition. He's finished. We'll see.
Lorena, I got you on the Death of Superman.
Awesome. Good job, guys. I love this cover. This one is Captain America number 451. It is a man without a country. Man without a country. Just got his uniform just ripped up on a branch there. That's $4. I also have number 438. This is stuff out of 1995. It says, without his new armor, he would lie paralyzed. With it, he intends to go out in a blaze of glory. That one is $3. And then it's your favorite Captain America cover artist of all time, Rob Liefeld, in Captain America number 6 in his classic pose. This one is just $3. Look.
Oh, that's great.
All right, kicking it back.
It's that issue 1 cover with Baron Zemo. Now with more Baron Zemo. You know, so I had a joke to tell you.
Okay.
Do you remember, like, in the 80s and 90s when they used to do, like, toy commercials, how they'd have, like, a song that would describe what you were supposed to do with the toys? And it would be, like, a rock song?
Yes, of course.
So that's what I've been doing. I've been playing those songs in my head every time I see a Captain America country. And when you showed the one, or Captain America comic, and when you showed the one where it was Man Without a Country, I was like, Man Without a Country, Captain America. Sorry. Oh boy!
You need to bring those things back.
Yes, they do totally. But I am bringing it back to the comics now, particularly to Captain America or any other book that gets my attention in this regard. So to plug in this gap right here, I have All-Star Batman number 12, written by the most brilliant Batman writer of all time, one of the most, Scott Snyder. This is going to go for $2. All-Star Batman number 12. Injustice number 7 is going to go for $2. Cosmic Scoundrels number 5 is $2. I have Harley Quinn number 6. That's $2. And I have Biff to the Future number 6. That's going to go for $2 as well.
Oh, that hair.
I used to have a head of hair like that, and then I realized it looked better bald, so I started shaving my head.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to grow a full head of hair. I could have the whole mullet thing going too if I wanted to. There's this thing called Chia. You could just put it on your head, and you've got a full head of hair. There we go. All right, Jen, I'm kicking it back to you.
All right, more Captain. If you guys do want to go to X-Men, just like post in there that you'd rather see X-Men. I'm totally cool with that. Captain America number 421. This is him versus Nomad for the life of the Slug. I want you to see who the Slug is. There he is. There's Nomad, which is funny because he eventually becomes Nomad for a bit. That is $3.
Nomad becomes Captain America. We're going to help you sell some Captain America books right now.
This one's going to sell itself, I think. This is Captain America number 425. It's the first part of a series called Fighting Chance. It all starts here. Witness the most startling event in the life of Captain America's greatest hero, bigger than him getting shot in the head? I don't think so. But it is it is both embossed, which means it's got raised parts, and foiled. This is as 90s as it gets, baby. That's just $3.
That's really cool. Who worked on that? Who did that cover?
That is Dave Hoover, and there's been a couple others, or Dave Cower, sorry, H-O-W-E-R. He's had a couple of the last ones that we've shown.
That's really cool.
Good arts. And then this is Captain America number 443. This is also still Dave Hoover. It is Hoover. Twilight's Last Gleaming. How should he spend the last 24 hours he has to live? That one is just $3. Man, that character's just getting ready to die, it looks like. Then we're gonna rotate into some older Captain America here. This is number 283. This one is probably mid-grade. It's a good copy to like put into your collection because I think that might be Madam Hydra. Maybe I'm wrong about who that is, but that one's just $3.
That's a steal right there.
And
the Kool-Aid Man.
Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. Kicking it over.
And then after the Captain America commercial's done, you got the Kool-Aid Man afterwards, and now you're selling High C. What flavor High C are they repping in that ad?
Let me see here.
Watermelon Splash.
No, it's actually get a Kool-Aid comic man comic for free.
Oh, okay, that's a Kool-Aid comic book guy. All right, we got JLA number 1 by Brian Hitch, and the artist is Daniel Enrique. Absolutely gorgeous cover here. If you guys are fans of Brian Hitch, this is the book for you. This is going to go for just $2 right now. I have Star Wars Adventures number 6. That's going to go for $2. Back to the Future number 1. This is pretty cool. They're going to October 26, 1985, October 21st, 2015, and November 25th, 2015. This is pretty cool. And there's an ad on the back for the card game. This is going to go for $2. And then I have Shield number 9. This is based off of the TV show 50th anniversary extravaganza, going for $2. All right, JLA is off to Miss Lorena. And one more book here, and then I'll kick it back to Jen. Just so the OCD and me and Jen is satisfied, and we'll have a full rack here. I have Southern Bastards number 17. That's going to go for $2. I just want to throw this out there to anyone right now. I got a huge collection of books here, and I'm looking to dump them all so that I can move on to the next thing. Because the thing for me is I don't want to have an endless accumulation of books. I don't have a storefront, and I'm one man going through everything. So as soon as I buy, that's as quickly as I want to sell. I don't like to sit on stuff for too long. That being said, if anybody is interested, I'd like to sell off this entire rack here, and I'm willing to do it all for $15. It's $15. I think you're paying less than 50 cents per book. It might even be like 30 cents a book, but just looking to dump it all. If anybody's interested in claiming the rack, it's just $15. You got that Harley Quinn Power Girl. You got this Wonder Woman here. You got the Newsboy Legion. You got all kinds of, another Harley Quinn, Back to the Future, Star Wars Adventures. There's lots of stuff here. So feel free to grab it. It's just $15. I'm kicking it back to Jen.
Okay, here we go. If you want to see a really cool set of art, if you've never enjoyed John Cassaday's art, this is your chance, because this whole run is John Cassaday. So Captain America, this is part of the Marvel Knights era.
Oh, this is such a good run. This is post 9/11 stuff. I've read this. This is such a great run, guys. You need to grab this. Is that just the issue 1, or do you have the full run of that? That's a full run right there.
It's the full run of 1 through 19.
Yeah.
And it's just $30, which puts it at like $1.15 a book, which is dumb. But yeah, this is a set for readers. You want to read this series.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially that first 6 issues, because that was the first Captain America series that was launched post 9/11, and it wasn't really patriotical. It was an honest Captain America story. Really, really good. And now it's Captain America story. Sorry, totally killed it.
That's what's so funny about what is interesting about Captain America is like sometimes people attribute to him that he will always side on the side of America, which is totally not true. He always sides on the side of right.
Absolutely.
The reason why he went and signed the Sokovia Accords. So he didn't think it was the right thing to do. All right. This is, I wish I had a number 1 and number 2 for you, but these are gorgeous copies of these to help you fill in. I really like the character of Miguel O'Hara, who is Spider-Man 2099. I'm interested to see what they're doing with him in the, I don't know what the next one's going to be across the
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Because they set him up to be a bad, basically.
Yeah.
Too, which I was like, what the heck is going on right now? But here's your chance to get some really nice ones for just a couple bucks.
Oh, that is such a good book. 3rd issue of Spider-Man 2099. He defeats his first villain, Venture, who's an assassin who's hired to kill him. He's a bounty hunter, actually, but he's one of the deadliest, villains in the 2099 universe, and he's Spider-Man's first villain, and it's great. There's such a great battle in that book, and I believe Rick Leonardi is the artist on this. So if you guys are fans of X-Men, we've seen a lot of X-Men claims here. You got Rick Leonardi on art. This is some really, really good stuff. Absolutely love it.
Mel Williamson's the inker, and it's written by Peter David. So
yep,
always got to get Peter David stuff. These are just $2 a piece. You can also get gorgeous copies of number 4.
That one's also a good issue. He fights like a samurai from like the future, and
he looks actually tough.
Oh yeah, but I think what made this so interesting, it wasn't in that issue, it was in the issue that follows. He actually Spider-Man ends up killing that guy in issue 5, and that's not something I think anyone was expecting to see out of a Spider-Man 2099 book. And even Miguel, when he kills this guy, he's like shocked that he did it. He didn't intend to do it. It just happens. It's really, really crazy. And it's been a long time since I've read it, but this is what leads him into like a really dark place, because he's still trying to figure out, how to beat Spider-Man. And yet he's so much deadlier than like the Spider-Man that came before him. It's really interesting. He's totally a different character.
Absolutely. That's crazy. Okay, so I do have a copy of 5, which is
sorry, Jen.
Cool.
I'm
going to run through the rest of them that are part of this, so it just makes sense. So there's number 6.
That's the prenup to Vulture 2099. Yep, there you go.
There you go. There. And then weirdly, it just jumps to number 12. But those are just $2 a piece, or if you guys want to make a deal for one of each, just let me know, and I'll make up a cool price that's lower than that. It's at Onrie's turn.
Awesome. Yeah, about those Spider-Man 2099s, I actually picked up a bunch of them. Jen actually sold me a copy of issue 1 last year. So I put together a run of like issues 1 through about 7 or 8, because that's when I was reading it as a kid. I stopped after they brought in Vulture 2099. And it, not for any particular reason. I just kind of, my interest veered into Maximum Carnage. I was paying more attention to that, and Venom Lethal Protector. But yeah, I totally love what they're doing with Spider-Man 2099. And I wouldn't even say that he's a villain. And even going back to what you were saying about Captain America always does what is right. But to hone it in more, Captain America always does what he thinks is right.
That's
right. So he doesn't act in the interest of the government. He acts in his own. He's got his own moral compass, and he acts based on that, which is how we're, the ideal American is supposed to think. And I think the same is true about Miguel O'Hara and what they're kind of setting him up for in the Spider-Verse movies. Is he's not wrong. He hasn't done anything villainous. If anything, he's just trying to keep the peace. And that's what makes his job so hard, is that he's willing to do it at any cost, even if it hurts other people in the process. And it's sort of like, a few people getting hurt is way better than a lot of people getting hurt. You know, it's one of those things where you have to make those decisions, and it's really hard. That's what makes the plight of being a hero so difficult. One of the things I've been kind of realizing too in my own journey as a person, because you know, even as people, we always want to try and do the right thing. Sometimes you just realize you can't do the right thing. You have to just do what's best for the situation. You have to walk away from certain things, even if it ends up hurting someone's feelings. You know, even if it's, you know, intended or not intended, whatever the case is, you know, it's like sometimes we all make decisions. And that's why I think these characters are so relatable. And I'm going to keep pitching you guys comics. All right. Captain America makes his own decisions. Sorry. Youngblood number 4. This could go for $2. All right, I got Alien Bounty Hunter number 1 from Vault Comics. And anytime you see a Vault Comics book show up on here, you need to grab it. They're a great company. They put out some really awesome books. Really
That's
great.
in development also.
What's that? I'm sorry?
That's in development.
Oh, that's in development right now for a film. And a lot of things about these micro publishers too is they have a lot of the time they have connections to Hollywood, and so it kind of brings them into comics. Not necessarily like the only reason why they want to be in comics. They're in comics because they want to publish books. But you know, when they have connections to Hollywood, that kind of makes it easier for them to attract more talent. And these guys know what they're doing. So we got Alien Bounty Hunter going for just $2. I have Secret Empire Brave New World number 5. And then I have Secret Empire number 7. It's a variant cover going for $2. And I have number 8 going for $2. You want the Secret Empire set? It's just $6.
One of my favorite storylines. Hell Hydra.
All right, Tori's sick of my Captain America singing. All right, that's fine. Keith was telling me to keep singing yesterday. Thank you. Actually, Tori is doing me a favor. I'm done with the singing. All right, I got After Eden, number 2 of 4 from Red 5 Comics. These guys are based out by you, aren't they, Jen?
They are. Actually, if no one takes that, I want that.
And they put out some really good books. If you guys have read Blood and Fire, it's a samurai book they recently published by Aaron Rablowski. And I know of this book because I know of Aaron. You know, we both do samurai stuff. So this is After Eden, number 2 of 4.
That one's way out of print, by the way.
Oh, it's out of print. This is going for $2. He's saying, "Don't ruin the fun to Tori." He wants you to keep singing. No, I'm done singing. It's killing my voice. All right, Jen, I'm coming, and it's killing everybody else's ears. Jen, I'm going back.
The coolest name. It's very alliterative, and I think Stanley would love to pick you a character. All right. Let's see. Let's do some Wolverine, because Wolverine also is one of my favorites. I don't identify with him in any way because, you know, I'm not short and or ragey and have claws, but I think he's adorbs. Wolverine and the Punisher number 1. I don't have any other numbers from this series, but I got you number 1s. Damaging Evidence. Nice direct edition covers for just $2 a piece. And then another thing I don't have the whole thing for, but I love foil covers. So Wolverine Gambit Victims. This is number 1 with a cool foil. And I've got number 3, so you're going to have to hunt down the other parts, but those are just $2 a piece. Savage Betrayal. Sounds like a finishing move in a video game.
Is that that was how many parts of that run?
I think it's a 4-issue series in all, but I only have number 1 and number 3.
Oh, okay.
So weirdly.
And how much were those going for?
Just 2 a piece, or you can have both of them for 3.
I'll take them both for 3.
Okay. I'll put them in your pack. Okay, and then I've got a couple of Wolverines from, you know, this is pretty key. This is right before we're going to end up getting into, well, it's not right before, but this is pre-Onslaught. This is Wolverine number 73 for $2. These are all really beautiful copies if you guys are looking for things to add to your collections. These are gorge. And 74. Oh no, there is a giant sentinel. And that one is 2. And yep, that's all my books I got to 4. Go.
Excellent. You got some good stuff there just now, Jen. I have Doctor Who Number 10, this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. That's going to go for $2. Darth Vader, number 4. This is from Charles Soule's run. That's $2. Secret Wars, number 6. We have a variant edition here of Secret Wars 6. That's going to go for $2. And I have Saga, number 36, going for $2. That was really fast, Jen. I'm sorry. Are you ready for me to kick it back to you?
Did you say Saga number 6?
Saga 36. 36. Yeah. I could erase the 3 and then it'll be a 6 if you want me to.
I was like, if people don't grab that, I'm like, oh.
All right, it's back to you.
All right, back to some cool Wolverine with some Adam Kubert covers here. Also, these are all going to be $2 a piece. Wolverine number 92. A little battling going on there. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I'm trying to keep them in order, and I'm not doing a good job. Let's try this. Okay. 94. A bunch of good characters on the front. More Kubert action. Number 101, Stone Cold Death. And we're getting to be really close to the beginning of the Onslaught stuff here. This probably touches on it. This was number 102. That's my 4.
All right. Now, real quick, before I go on to building the next row on the rack here, you guys see I emptied off everything. I'm looking to sell off all the bottom row books. I've calculated each book after dropping the price down to $4 a book. The total price came out to $56. I'm willing to bring that price down to $50 for all of these bottom row books that you guys may not have had a chance to see yet. If anybody wants to claim them individually right now, they're just $4 a piece. We have Fantastic Four 235. That's going to go for $4. Silk number 3, Lee and Hood cover. That's going to go for $4. Century 1 is $4. Shirtless Bear Fighter is $4. Conan 124 is $4. Night Stalkers 1 sealed in the polybag. That's $4. Sensational Spider-Man number 32 is $4. House of Slaughter 10 is $4. X-23 Deadly Genesis, who is Haymaker, is $4. Young Avengers Special, this is a one-shot, going for $4. What If the X-Men Died on Their First Mission, number 9, that's $4. Trick or Read Moon Knight number 1, that's $4. Incredible Hulk 286, that was $3. And then I have Ghost Castle number 3, that's $4. So either way, you're still saving $5 if you just buy them all right now, but get them all for $50. I'm really eager to sell these books because if I can move these, I can go out and buy more, and I have a reason to get you guys some cool stuff here. So $50 for this entire bottom row here, and we didn't move any of those books earlier, so I just wanted to give you guys a chance to grab them again. Usually we move those books. Yeah, thank you very much, Heath. So Jen and when I first came on the Comic Book Shopping Network, I got on the Comic Book Shopping Network thanks to Jen. She saw me doing this early on and invited me to come onto the network. So once I started doing it, I was actually working with a friend of mine at the time. He was my business partner, and that's what we used to do. We used to work off the same collection and kick it back and forth to each other. And I kind of realized early on it would be cool if I did something like this with Jen. So I invited her to do it, and she agreed, and we had a really fun time. And we did holiday shows and moved it back and forth. And we've done this a lot, right? We've done this this is probably like your 7th time doing this.
When we first started doing it, we'd both be doing it was either you would stand up, and then when that was time to kick, we would just actually kick.
Yeah, she would kick, because Jen's shop was next to a Taekwondo place, and you did Taekwondo for a long time too, didn't you?
Yeah, your son did? Got done, and then I wandered away because it was just I didn't want to now we're going to.
So after that, Jen became a grandmaster in Taekwondo by putting her ear to the wall at her other place and just hearing everything that the master was saying. So there you go. Sorry, I had to throw that out there. All right, so $50 on this stack. I'm going to build up the rest of this row here, and then I'll kick it back to Jen. I have Howard the Duck #1 going for $2. The Dark Side War #1 is $2. Batman Curse of the White Knight Book 8. We got Joker on the cover. That's going to go for $2. And I have Superman Wonder Woman #22. That's also going to go for $2. And that is my 4. And ironically, we have 4 FOMO books left. Each one was going for $5. I'm going to knock the price down on 4 on those. So that's $20 on all those. If you wanted to grab everything, all the FOMO books plus all the bottom row books, I'll knock $10 off. We'll do everything at $60. That includes free shipping and a spin on the wheel. All right, Jen, I'm kicking it back to you. Batman gets clean.
Batman. Just do it still, Fox. Way to go.
Got it.
That's a cool Joker cover, man.
That is an awesome Joker cover.
All right, here we go. This is the stuff, the beginning of Onslaught things. Super excited for someone for me, if you don't get these books, I'm chill with it, but go find the graphic novel that has a storyline in it. You will thank me. Wolverine #104, Onslaught Impact 1 for $2. This one has got a cool Wills cover with Panosian. This is probably early Panosian, honestly. That is $105 for $2. This one is some of Adam Kubert's very best stuff. I love it when he goes to just monochromatic or dual chromatic stuff like this. This is Wolverine #108. It's just great use of color, or not color in this case. Wolverine #112, Agent of Evil. #113, Relic of Doom. #114, Enter Deathstrike. Those were all $2 a piece, or if you want to make a deal, let me know.
You know, another cool thing about Wolverine is, like, you know, when you look at these 90s comics and you think to yourself, man, you know, there were some lame characters back then. That doesn't mean that they can't be cool now. Like, if you look at the Executioner and what they did with him on X-Men 97, like, he was not a cool character before, but like, he whooped some ass in that second episode. It was, and they did a really good job quickly explaining who this character was and everything, to the point where I actually wanted to put together a run of Executioner's song, because I'd never, really read those books.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Are you kicking it back to me, or did you have more?
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're kicked.
Oh, it kicked back to me. All right. Awesome. I got Teen Titans #15 going for $2. Suicide Squad 7 is $2. Armor Wars #1 is $2. And Justice League Dark is $21. I'm going to dress up the bottom rack here just so you guys have a chance to see those books again. And I'm going to do one more book here. And just remember, we only got 4 FOMO books left. How awesome would it be if we could get another FOMO sellout? Just to show you guys those books again real quick. So we got Secret Origins 49, Superman, the Newsboy Legion. I'll knock that down to $4. Fantastic Four 214 is $4. Star Wars Rogue Squadron, The Phantom Affair #1 of 4 is $4. And then Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 76. I'll do it for $4 too. The hell with it. The heck with it. You grab them all. It's $16. I'll do them all for $15. We'll do it at $15. And if you grab all of these, which was $50 as a combined set, grab them all. I would do them all for $50 with free shipping. If the sooner I get rid of this stuff, the sooner I can go out and buy more stuff. And I plan on hitting up a couple comic shops over the weekend. We got just 4 days left on the Marks campaign, so a lot of this weekend is going to be me just hanging out at home, trying to make sure we get funded. We're less than $1,000 away. This has been a really tough campaign, mainly because of everything that's going on. And I've spoken with a lot of other creators, and they've been having similar challenges. Like, even the creators that are normally used to, doing high dollar campaigns, they're also having a hard time right now because of the campaign, or because of the economy. Sorry, mixing up words. Here we are. We're 2/3 of the way there. We're past 2/3. We're 72% there. So I do believe we can get this funded. I think we can make this happen, and all we need to do is just hit that goal, and we're good. I know I'm going to be selling this book for a long time, and I think you guys are all going to really enjoy this latest edition. and I hope you guys will come on for it. One last book here, and I'm kicking it back to Jen. We have Lando number 3 going for $2. Lando 3 is $2. Jen, I'm kicking it back to you.
Nice. All right. Now get your typing fingers all ready. These are going to be stupid deals.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
Stupid deals. Uncanny X-Men stupid deals. These are $3 a piece. Make sure you know they're all going to be X-Men, so don't put just X-Men. I won't know which one you're talking about. You're okay to just put the issue number. How's that? We'll do that. That'll make it faster and easier for you. Okay, ready? $3 each. Uncanny X-Men, $2.61. This one says hard case in the Harriers. $2.62.
That's a cool issue with Forge. Forge was in the latest episode this week.
Ooh. More Forge and $2.63. Super shiny. $2.64. The beast jumping right at you.
$2.61 is signed by Curtis.
Okay, I see you, Curtis. Great grab. $2.65 for the very young Storm. $2.67. Let's see who's the fastest typist. That's a minor key. $2.69. See your $2.65, Curtis. See your David beats you to $2.67. That was really close, y'all. $2.77. Somewhere we've got a sword fighter. $2.79. The Colossus. And Uncanny Annual 15. Kicking it back.
All right. We are kicked back to me. I have Electric Black number 3. Bite Size number 1 of 4. That's $2. King in Black number 2. King in Black number 2 is $2. And I have Star Trek Year 5 number 17. That's going to go for $2. And we're getting close to the final portion of the double rack. And I'm going to do a lump sum deal on that in just a moment here. But before I kick it back to Jen, I'm just going to show off these FOMO books one more time because we got some cool stuff here. Still shocked no one's claimed Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 76, featuring this really cool Black Cat L. Milgram cover. This is going to go for just $4 right now. Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron, The Phantom Affair, number 1 of 4, that's $4. Fantastic Four 214, that's also $4 now. And Secret Origins 49, featuring Superman and the Newsboy Legion, that's $4. $15 if you want to just grab them all, and we'll have a FOMO sellout here. I'm going to kick it back to Jen, and then we're going to do that final row.
Perfect. Okay. We're going to do another crazy round. This one I think is a $2 round here. Yeah, this one I'm fine with $2. Just as killer deals. Okay. $2, $2 in this round. I'm going to go really fast through them, okay? Number 301. Assault on Onrie. 303. 303 second print. Nice gold background. 305. 310 with its inserts. And this one is 321 with a Capcom pack in it. 321 with pack. Kicking it back.
All right, excellent. Okie dokie. We got Transformers War World number 25A. This is going to go for $2. I have this gorgeous Batman Annual. This is number 4, and it's got a cover by Sean Murphy, who's one of my favorite artists. this guy's responsible for a book called The Tokyo Ghost, and that book helped inspire the initial idea of Warline. So I'm a big fan of that. Batman Annual 4 is $2. Star Wars Chewbacca number 3 is $2. And I have BRPD Hell on Earth number 139. That's going to go for $2. All right, now that we got this double rack here, I'll give you guys a second to think about whether or not you want to claim anything on here. But in case no one decides to claim anything else on here, I'm willing to do the double rack at $30. We got about, just averaging it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got about.
Onrie, is the second rack available at 15 by itself?
Yes, you can take the second rack at 15.
Okay, if no one takes that, I'll take that because that has got my Eden book on it.
Oh, which even book are you looking for?
The red 5 one.
Oh, the red 5 one. Okay, yeah, there you go. So if no one wants that, if no one wants the double rack at 30 or a single rack at 15, Jen is going to claim that rack over here at 15. So we'll give you guys a moment here to think about that while I kick it back to Jen. And just keep in mind, guys, I got to leave in about 11 minutes because I got to go get my son from school. So we got 11 minutes left. So this is the time to act now between me and Jen. All right, Jen, go ahead.
So funny. There used to be a thing that we went and did every single year in Midland called Summer Mummers. And in the acts that were in between the oleo stuff, they would always have a line that was like, the characters would say, "Now is the time to act." And the whole audience was supposed to say, "It's about time."
That's awesome.
All right, here's you another chance for one of those really pretty covers. I think, what did I do on the last set? Were they 3? I'm just going to do, they were $5 ones. Let's just do, I said 3 in my mouth, so I'm going to say 3 now. So this is Uncanny X-Men number 304. This one's got the really great Magneto, I think, is in there. Yep, Magneto just tearing everything up.
There's 2 in there, right? There's 2 in there, right?
I got 2.
Yeah. Can I take one of them?
Of course.
All right, cool.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm trying to put together the entire Fatal Attractions run.
It used to be much easier, honestly. Now I think people have started to really love these books. Because it was, in my generation, everyone kind of had them already. And now we've got a new generation of awesome readers that are like, I got to have all of that. So, okay. What did I not do yet? Ew. How about I've got X-Men 2099 number 1s. Really beautiful copies for just $2 a piece. I've got multiple copies of those so that everybody can have a chance at it. And I've got some other numbers of that if anyone is really interested in that. I also have X Factor number 20 and 21 together for just $3. X Factor number 23, awesome Simonson cover for just $3. By the way, this isn't a hard Mylar. It's just like, why did he put a $3 book in a Mylar? I don't even know. And then X Factor number 25, which is Fall of the Mutants storyline, also at $3. Let me see, is there any ties to it? Oh, and I also have number 26. There you go. I'm kicking it back.
All right. Jen is kicking it back. All right. Jen, in the interest of saving time, I decided to just give you that stack here. So here are your books. And then, Curtis, I got you on the BRPD claim. So I have Generations, the Phoenix, Jean Grey and the Phoenix going for $2. That's interesting. Superman Rebirth number 11, that's $2. Rockstars Children of the Beast number 6, that's $2. Jen was talking about the Champions earlier, Amadeus Cho. We got Champions number 3. This is a pretty cool team. Now, is this Scott Summers? Is this Cyclops? What's the deal with with him here?
I think that they maybe on the island where he died, I think they find his skull and maybe regenerate him somehow.
Why would they do that? He's such a bad guy.
Bad idea.
He's so deplorable. Like what you were saying. All right, got you, Heath. And then let's see here. And I have Thor number 3. This is the Jane Foster Thor series, going for $2. And that is my 4. Once again, guys, we got now 7 minutes left on the clock. We got the Secret Origins, Fantastic Four, 214, the Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron, and Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 76. These 4 books plus the bottom row books at $60. I want to move all of this stuff right now. $60 and you get free shipping on your order. Jen, I'm kicking it back to you.
Crisis. All right, I'm going to dig into a collection I wasn't going to get into, so let's do this. I have got Marvel 2-in-1, number 68, with a Thing and Angel. This is a newsstand edition with only small damages. It's just $3. It's a totally new collection no one's seen yet.
Lorena, I got you.
Hmm?
Sorry, I was just responding to Lorena. I got it.
Defenders number 65. Another great direct edition, newsstand edition. Slime Creature is the pitch there. That one is $3. Got Night Thrasher number 1. This is a reader copy for $2. It does have spine ticks. Got Conan the Barbarian. He's abducted a fair maiden. This is number 173 for $3.
That's a cool cover.
Here you go. Time to kick it back. That's my 4.
All right, awesome. Okay, I have Supergirl 38. It looks like a art germ variant, but may not be. I'm not sure who did this cover, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Supergirl number
Let's look at Derek
38. What's that? What was that?
Derek Chew, maybe. Derek Chew.
Derek Chew. Let's see. Derek Chew. Good call. Look at that. Derek Chew, Supergirl 38, going for $2. Dying is Easy, number 2 from IDW. That's $2. The Dark Age, number 5. That's $2. King Thor, number 4, is $2. Web of Black Widow, number 5. You got a variant here going for just $2. Then I'll do one more, and then I'll kick it back to Jen.
The Dark Ages book is really cool. It's the premise of the book is that all the metal in the world disappears. So just think about everything that you have and own and use every day that requires some kind of metal to it, and imagine the Dark Ages that would happen if that happened.
How many houses would just collapse?
Everything's gone.
Everything's gone. That's pretty.
No nails. There's no
Yeah.
no signs. There's no cars. There's no.
Yeah. Can you imagine how many people died going like really fast in their cars, and then all of a sudden all the metallic parts of the car just disappearing?
Or if your pacemaker disappeared or your hip.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so crazy. I have Scream number 2. This is going to go for $2. That is such a disturbing thought. All right, Jen, I'm kicking it back to you. We got 3 minutes left.
Okay, as part of my last bits, I'm going to offer that Captain America run one more time. It's a $30 run at a steal. I'll do it for $25.
Worth it.
Totally. For that new series stuff that no one's seen yet, the John Carter Warlord of Mars, number 20, for just $2. Vision and Scarlet Witch, number 3, for $2. Part of the Justice League of America, guest starring Justice League Europe. This is number 32, part of the Teasdale Imperative, for $2.
Is that J.M. DeMatteis and Keith Giffen on that?
It sure is.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was a really celebrated run.
Cable number 43 in this issue is The Legend of the Ascani Sun, and that one is just 2. Then this one I really love, especially with all of the buzz about Transformers in general because of the Skybound stuff. Transformers number 1 from DW, which is what IDW used to be. So DW, that one is just $3. Kicking it back.
All right, kicking it back. All right, it is time for us to wrap this show up. And we don't have any wheel spins today, which is unfortunate, unless someone wants to come in at that last minute and claim everything on the bottom row here. But I would like to thank everyone for showing up. Jenna, I mostly want to thank you for being here. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day. And you got another show that you're going to be doing tonight on The Experience. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you got going on?
It's a pretty killer collection on the board. It's got a run of Infinity Gauntlet, a bunch of Web of Spider-Man, rare books like I've got a single issue of Omaha, which is a kids kitchen sink series that is impossible to hunt down. I've got a Coyote number 1, some City of Heroes, which is based on the video game, which is hard to source. I don't have as many giant keys this week as I have in the past, but some pretty good minor keys. Come and grab up. This will be a kind on your pocketbook week.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here. And I'm sorry I was a little late today. Next time I'll be on time when I don't have sick kids to take care of and, get lost in all the other things going on. But thank you again. I really appreciate it. You're just a champion. You're someone I look up to, and, it's always an honor to be slinging with you.
I think you mean nerd.
Yes. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you for showing up. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Jen.